Okay, here is a lesson on using proportions to solve problems. So let's zoom in here a little bit. Let's see if I can do that. And we can see, so what is percent? Percent is a part out of 100. And a percent greater than 100 is more than the original amount. Okay, original amount. A percent less than 1%, less than 1% is less than 1/100th of the original amount. And now we have a table here. We'll fill out this parts of the table where we have, well, if we have the part, which in this case is 150% out of 100, that is what the percent is 150%. Okay. The part is 1/2 out of 100. Well, that would be 1/2 of a percent, or 0.5%, because percent means out of 100. This other one is going to be 300 out of 200, right? 300, sorry, out of 200. Well, that would be 150 out of 100, which is again 150%. Oops, percent. Okay. And so Tamara made 6 free throws out of 8 attempts. What percent of the free throws did she make? Complete the steps to answer the question. Well, first off, what I would do is I would just say, well, she made 6 out of 8. And then that's 3 out of 4. And if you divide this, okay, because they're going to show you something different here, but if you divide this, you have cowboys and horses. That's the cowboy sleeps inside and the horse sleeps outside. And 4 doesn't go into 3, but 4 goes into 30 7 times, which is 28. And that's 2 and 0. And that's 5. And so it's 0.75. This is how I usually do it. So it's 0.75, which is 75%. Okay. But what they're going to do is they're going to ask you to write the proportion. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. So keep in mind, I know at the end, this is what I would usually do, 6 out of 8, and divide it and call it 75%. But I'm going to show you what the publishers think in here, where they say write the proportion. And the free throws made, so what, how many did she make? She made 6 out of 8 is what percent out of 100? Okay. So what we would do to solve that one right there is we would find the cross product. So to solve this and solve for x, you would cross multiply 6 times 100 and 8 times x. So let me write down, you could do the cross products. So what you're learning is 2 different ways to do this. Here's my way, right here, 75%, divide, done deal. And then the publisher is saying, okay, well, we could do this by making proportions and so on. And we're still solving that one, where we have, we made the proportion, we do the cross products. That means 100 times 6, which is 600. And then you have 8 times x, which is 8x. And then you have to solve the equation. And so that means you have to divide both sides by 8. See, that's what they did here. So if I break this down, 600 equals 8x. If you divide by 8 here, these will cancel. And we should know that from, well, 6th grade math has that. But you have to divide both sides by 8. And so it's really 800 divided by 6. What is 600 divided by 8? Sorry, 600 divided by 8. And 600 divided by 8 is 75, which is exactly what I had. So we can now answer the question. So Tamara made 6 out of 8, or 75% of her free throws. So that's it. Let's see. Finding percent increase or decrease. To be honest, lots of students have problems with this one, and I think it's quite simple. So finding the percent increase or decrease. Now, okay, complete the formula for the new and original. So percent increase, it's the difference between prices divided by the original amount. And so that would be the perhaps the original minus the new divided by the original price. Let me show you what that means in this table here. So if you have an original price, let's say your original price is 20 bucks and now it went down to 16 bucks. The question is, what's the percent change? So you have to subtract the two, which they have here. They subtracted them, and then you divide by the original number, the very first number. See, that's what we got going right here. So you have original minus new divided by the original. Original minus new divided by the original number. And the difference between them is 4. So as we have this here, the difference is 4 divided by 20. And what they did is they said, well, 20 will go into 100, 5 times? And 4 times 5 is 20. So that means the percent change is 20%. So, and let's look at this here. Your original price was 20 bucks and it went down to $16. That means it changed by 20%. It went down by 20% because it went down by 4 bucks. The percent for is of 20 is of 20 is 20. Here, as it goes from $20 to $15, let's find that percent change. You have to subtract them, 20 minus 15, and divide by the original number, which was 20. And that is 5 out of 20. Now, 5 out of 20 is, well, out of 100, that would be times 5, so that'd be 25 out of 100, which is 25%. All right. So if it goes down 5 bucks, that means it went down 25% from the 20. As we have this here, we have complete the formula for the new and the original. And this would just be new minus original. And we can now go to this table here and do the same kind of thing. What they're doing is they're just really just picking the bigger of the two numbers here. There's so many ways of looking at this, and this is certainly one way where we see 30 minus 24. And let's go back to discover why, find the percent increase. Yeah, it's just percent increase. So here, they're taking our larger number, 30 minus 24, right here, boom, they always divide by the original number, and the difference between that is 6. Now, 6 24ths. The question is, what is that out of 100? Well, what they did is they simplified this here to 1/4, and then 4 goes into 100 25 times, and 1 times 25 is 25. So 1/4, and we know that 1/4 is a quarter, so a quarter is 25 cents. So this would be a 25% change. So as it goes from 24 to 30, it changes by 6, and so that 6 out of 24, it's a quarter, increases by 25%. So in this one, we would have 11 minus 10 divided by the original number, which is 10. And that would be 1/10. So 1/10 is equal to what out of well, I'll do this. Out of 100, well, that would have to be 10%. That would have to be 10 out of 100. And 10 out of 100 is 10%. So it went up 10%. Okay, so complete the table, solve 2 real-world problems. One shows a percent increase, the other shows a percent decrease. Okay, set up the percent. Oh, okay, last year 250 people competed in a 5K. There was a 20% increase this year. How many competed this year? Well, what we could do is we could do this. We can have our increase. How much did it increase by? And we don't know. Oops, we don't know. And but the original was 250, and there was it was there was a 20% increase. Okay, out of 100. Okay, and I know that this word says increase, but we're looking at that percent, the percent out of 100. Okay, we don't know how many competed this year because we need to calculate a 20% increase. And so we cross multiply. And 20 times 250 is 5,000. And x times 100 is 100 times x. And so if I divide by 100, I'll know what x is. So x has to be 5,000 divided by 100, so you can cross those out, and it's 50 over 1 must be 50. So the original, if the 50 is our increase. So if it increased by 20%, well, 20% of 250 is 50. And so if I increase that by the 50, that would be 300. How many people competed? 300 people. Now, this is quite a process. And there's two other ways to do this. But I'd like to introduce one other way to do this problem. Just have another trick in your bag. And the third way, I just won't even explain it. It's a little complicated, but faster. But I'll give you the. So I think that this process is kind of slowish. But if I were to do this, I'd say, well, if let's multiply 250 times 0.20. Why 0.20? Because I'm trying to figure out what 20% is, and 20% as a decimal is 0.20. And I would multiply this. So when I multiply this, I get 50, I believe, right? Because it's 0, 0, 0, 0, what that's 0, 0, 1, 4, 5, and 0, 0, 0, 5, and you move the decimal 2 times. Yeah, 50 right there. See, there's the 50 right there. I better write this in blue. 50, right? And so in that one step, I just did this whole thing. It's not to say that one's better than the other. I tend to look at this and gravitate towards that. So the 50 tells me, hey, there's 50 people here. That's how many it increased. If it increased by 20%, then 20% of 250. And the word of means to multiply, right? That's why I'm multiplying right there. It's 50. So if it increased by 50 people, then you take the last year people and add the 50, and you got now there's 300 people. So I'm going to, and then they have another one here, and I'm going to do it both ways again. So a dozen roses usually cost $20, but they're on sale, 25% increase discount. So what is the discount? Don't know. I'll just call it D. Oh, maybe I better call it X because they have that called X. And the original was $20, and the percent of the discount is 25 out of 100. You got to cross multiply. That's going to be 100 times X is 100X. And 20 times 25, what that's 500, I believe. And you divide by 100. And these will cancel, and X is equal to 500 divided by 100, which is 5. And so the original minus $5 off is what, 15. What I would probably do is I would probably do the sale price of the roses is $15. So I would take the 20, and I want to know what 25% is of that, so I multiply that by 0.25, so that's 0.10, 0.004, and that's 500. Move the decimal twice, that's $5. There is the $5 right here. This $5 and that $5, same kind of thing. So there you go. And in this one here, Joey wants to buy a comic book that costs $4. The sales tax is $7. Joey has $4.50. Does he have enough money to buy the comic book? Sales tax, you have to add that. So you have to take 7% of that and then add it. So let's take 7%. So it's $4, right? Or Forget the 4.00. It's just 4, right? $4 is just 4 times 0.07. So times 0.07, but my brain thinks the other way. 0.07 times 4. So that's 28, so that's 28 cents. Okay, so what do? Is I take the $4 plus the 28 cents for tax. Right, that's what I was just doing. I was just calculating. See, it's 7% tax, so I was finding 7% of $4, which you multiply them, and 7% is 28 cents. So I have to add that to the $4, and that is $4.28. And the question is, does he have enough to buy? If Joey has $4.50, does he have enough? Well, it's going to cost him $4.28 with the tax, and yeah, so yes, he does. Okay, so they they say set up a proportion. I'll show you the proportion. I'm happy to do so. I'm going to erase this part right here. And the proportion would be what? It's 7% out of 100, and then how much out of $4, right? So that should cross multiply. That'd be 28, because 7 times 4 is 28, equals 100x. And then you just divide by 100. So that's 28 divided by 100 is 0.28. When you divide by 100, that moves the decimal over 2 places. And that equals x. So add the tax to the original amount. So the original amount was that $4 up here, 4 plus 0.28. And that equals $4.28. And yes, I'll even go an extra step. Yes, Joey will have what? $4.50 minus $4.28. He has 12. We'll have 12 cents left over. Okay, so we have some key terms here that I'd like to share with you, and they're going to pop up in just a moment. And here's the last bit where we see that a discount is how much a price was reduced. The percent means an amount out of 100, and a proportion is stating that two ratios are equal. And there you go. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks for watching.